Hi, I'm Libby Dolan and I'm a volunteer at TWRC. Today I'm here with Daniela and she is a pre-vet student, so she's going to talk a little bit more about herself.
Hi, so I found this place whenever I took a class and they required me to volunteer in whatever place I wanted. I always loved animals, so I found this place. I came in here 2 years ago for the baby squirrel program. After that, I started coming, and 8 months later, I got offered a position as a supervisor in the animal care program. After that, I started volunteering in the bedroom, and since then, I've been working in the bedroom. I also worked I'm a veterinary assistant in Gulf Coast, veterinary specialist, and I also work as a vet assistant in Memorial Pet Care Clinic. I think the most experience that I ever got is from this place because we always get so many different cases. And I've been a volunteer at TWRC for 2 years, and I'm on my third year of pre-vet school, and I plan to go to Texas A&M Veterinary School.
So, Daniela, what kind of animals are treated here at TWRC?
So we get mostly opossums, squirrels, and birds. But here in Suite 200, you get to see a lot of animals. Like yesterday, we got in a skunk. It's a great variety of animals, and we admit right now we're in the bird season, so we mostly get mockingbirds, blue jays. We have cardinals, grackles, purple martins. So we get in basically two invasive species that we cannot upset. Like they are the European starling and the house sparrow. We sadly have to turn them away, or sometimes our rehabbers will keep them as pets because they're non-releasable. As long as they're not in the wild, it should be fine. But other than that, we take in any animal. We get in raccoons. I got a bobcat the other day. Yeah, it's really crazy. But mostly opossums and squirrels, and that's the ones that we care in here in our in-care program.
So, why is it important that only native species are treated at TWRC?
It's important because we want to keep a balance in the ecosystem. We want to be able to keep the Texas wildlife doing their work. You know how opossums are really good for the environment. They eat ticks, they eat venomous snakes, they keep the roads clean, they eat roadkill. So for us, that's our main goal, trying to keep everything balanced, and it helps our ecosystem to try to keep the wild in the wild.
So, what are the main causes of animals being taken into organizations such as TWRC?
So mainly we get, when it's regarding birds, it's mostly cat attacks or collision with windows, stuff that sometimes we cannot prevent. There's also another predator attack by hawk, attack by dog, attack by a cat. So those are the main ones. We also have, regarding opossums, it's usually hit by car. Raccoons, whenever it's raccoons, it's mostly distemper, or it's something wrong with them because raccoons are nocturnal animals. They shouldn't be out in the deadlight. Or they're orphans. When we get babies, it's because they lost their mom, and we get in a lot of orphans. So whenever it's babies, that's mostly the case. Or like I said, caught by a predator. Another thing that's also really sad, sometimes they're kidnapped. Sometimes I know people, they want to do their best, but because they see a small bird, they think it's alone or it's abandoned, but it's learning to fly, and the mom still feeds them. And I understand some people don't know that, so they bring them in and they're completely healthy, but there's some ways that we can tell people how to tell. Talking about bunnies, for example, the mom feeds the bunnies at dawn and dusk. So whenever they find the bunnies, they oh no, they're alone, the mom is not around. But you can tell by looking at their bellies, and if they have milk in their bellies, then they're fine. We should leave them alone. But people want to help. They don't do it because they mean to, and usually that's how we get also animals like that.
How can we help to eliminate some of these problems?
So we can help by, if you have a dog or a cat, and there's a bird nest or something, and you have a pregnant mom visiting through, just let them be, leave them alone. Try to watch your animal and see that it doesn't cut a burr, or it's a cat, it's gonna do what it is. But regarding the healthy animals, for bunnies, you can leave like a straw or something, and if you see it in a different position, it means that the mom went and like to feed the babies. You can just check if it's like injured. Mostly the signs for help are dehydration, they're skinny, emaciated, they're not moving, they're letting you get close to them, then that means there's something wrong with them. But other than that, the best advice will always be leave them alone. Opossums, whenever you're driving on the road, it's dark and they don't have really good eyesight, they mostly move around just smelling things, so it's better to be careful when you're driving at night. And if you have an opossum or raccoon problem, just let them be. They are not stationary animals, they keep going until they find food. So if it's an opossum, it's gonna go away. Or what also you can do is put like a human deterrent, like a sock with a perfume or something that smells like a human, and that will scare them away. Always like the humane way to try to keep them in the wild where they're supposed to be, because injured wild animals always do better like in the wild than in our care. From doesn't matter how much we try, but it's how it is. And if you also find baby bird, always try to renest it first. And if you cannot get it to join their family, same with ducks, then yeah, you can bring them in, but mostly that just check that they're actually in need of help.
So what are some of the most extreme cases that you've dealt with at TWRC?
Well, I seen pretty crazy stuff mostly whenever it's an adult animal, because they don't really like to be in here, especially if they're injured. But I got in an opossum. He was caught by a dog. He was infested with fleas, so he was really pale, anemic, pretty skinny, and because he was caught by a dog, it caused some type of internal injury. And flies, they can smell the blood, so he had fly eggs. He was basically really sad. It took me 3 hours to know what to do with him, because I didn't know if he was gonna make it. So I gave him a bath, I took care of the fleas, I put a bandage, 7 dust. After that, I realized that he also had a mass of fluid on his side, which it was from the attack from the dog, caused like some organ damage. But after providing medicine, disinflammatories and antibiotics, he's fine. Right now he's in our program, he's eating, he's healthy, he's ready to be released back again. So it was a crazy case, but he made it, so it was a happy case. And the other crazy one is I got in a raccoon by someone who kept it for 2 months. So it's really hard to try to take care of an animal that's wild, that's been with a human, because you're trying to make them wild. If you release an animal that's so close to humans, then that means it's not gonna know how to defend itself.
Yeah.
So it has to stay longer with you, try to teach them how to be wild and how to hunt and how to get food by their own. So I think those are the most extreme cases I've seen so far, luckily.
If we find an injured or sick animal out in the wild, what should we do with them?
Okay, so I advise first making sure that it really needs help. Making sure that it's injured or that it really needs our help. After that, don't feed it. I know it's human nature to see an injured animal and you probably think, oh, it hasn't eaten in like the longest time, I'm gonna feed it, but that could make it worse. If it's a bird, they have the glottis like right after like the tongue, and you can aspirate them because it's a conduct to their lungs. If it's an opossum or a squirrel, they're really easy to aspirate as well. They don't really know how to swallow yet. So my best advice is don't feed it. Try to keep it warm and in a quiet, dark place. Try not to peek in, try not to mess with them, because they get stressed really fast and that could be fatal. And so mostly try to keep them warm, and if it's an adult or something, provide like a source of water and they can get in if they want to. But if it's a baby, no, because they could drown. So that's my advice. And call organizations like this or Google it first to see if it's a species that can be safe, you know, if it's not invasive or it needs another type of care, another type of rehabber, or if you need to call like a different organization. But that will be the best advice. Just don't feed it, try to keep it in a dark place, and make sure that it's warm.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to stay tuned for the rest of the Animal Preservation and Conservation series. If you are interested in becoming a volunteer at TWRC, you can visit TWRC's website at twrcwildlife.org. If you found an injured or sick wild animal, be sure to click on the Found an Animal tab on the TWRC website or call the TWRC hotline at 713-468-8972. Bye.